we started with the squats and the glute squeezes, and coming from a figure skating background, I figure skated for, let's see, from 6 to 18 years old, and I really liked the discipline of it, and I was like, wow, this is great, this is perfect, it's ethnic, but I can integrate it into my studies, it's something I always wanted to learn, movements work really well for me, and I didn't realize that other belly dance classes weren't as regimented, and I didn't really have that format, so I tried a bunch of other ones and then came back to Suhaila. So it was my first exposure to belly dance, and then I tried everything else. And I'm glad I did. Like, I studied a lot of different stylizations, but what I really wanted was like hardcore technique that I could take home with me.
Grab your ankles, inhale, and exhale. Push your knees open.
I will never forget days that I closed the door with small children and just had to dance because I could not deal with being a new mom. I actually had postpartum depression really, really bad, but I didn't realize it for quite a while. So the only thing that kind of got me through sometimes was dance. And I never had any dance training, formal dance training, ballet, tap, jazz, so I never felt like I could be a dancer. And I was getting a little emotional a minute ago because I feel like a dancer today.
I was all by myself and I went to my first class and I loved it. I loved the music and I thought it was pretty good. So I just kept going back and I really fell in love with the music. And then I met my husband and he's a professional musician. So he didn't think it was strange to be a belly dancer or be interested in belly dance, and he's very supportive.
I know it was about level 2.
We were kind of watching as she watched Suhaila talk. It was very single white female, kind of. So she was just really all into Suhaila like this. And so she would watch Suhaila talk, and as she talked, she would do her lips with Suhaila as well. And it was very scary. She had on a mini skirt. And anybody that's taken Suhaila's workshop knows that you don't wear a mini skirt because there are squats involved and glute squeezes, and you sit like this with your legs open. And so, yeah. So we're looking, and she had her little Hermes sandals on that tied up, and her mini skirt and a tank top. And I think she could only find one leg warmer, so she must have cut it and put it on both. So she had like these calf warmer things going on. And so she would watch, and she did some of the workshop, and we were all cringing as we did squats because nobody was, we were way in the back, thank goodness, because we were just like, oh no, oh no, oh no. She's sitting cross-legged doing the lipstick thing. I look, and she has on no underwear. And it was just like, bah! Like buckwheat in a headlock. It was really bad.
You are so... Oh. You them in your... Oh. Oh, oh, God, I'm gonna kick Lucas in the video. Woo! Some things you just don't need a documentary of you. Catch that, Luke. Woo! Oh, God. Woo! You know it hurts if I'm holding on to your foot. I'm touching your
There's the gristle. It's really...
Move your limbs. Save yourself.
Because she has a bone spur and plantar fasciitis. I sit around and just hold that part of my foot as hard as I can all the time. But she's a big baby.
Whatever.
Oh, she's a
Whatever.
You feel that gristle in there? That's a problem.
You don't get deep tissue massage, do you?
No. Oh, good. I'm glad she could take it. What a baby.
What?
What a baby.
Oh, what the hell? You know what, Luca, if you don't get that camera, your nuts are almost
right.
Oh, God.
Awesome. Don't try to blame your foot on your sorry ass squares.
Okay, so if your toes are out there, one, it's probably not your natural turnout, and you're probably going to strain your feet. But if your knees are going in,
I've done a lot of theater and a lot of vocal work, and so they came to me and they said, well, would you sing something for this competition? We need someone to represent our company. And I said, I would really like to do something different. Do you trust me to do something? And they said, of course. So I went to the location and I had a cover up, and this young man that had known me and known that I'd been a dancer in the mountains of North Carolina from early childhood and had clogged. And he said, oh, well, Linda, are you going to sing? And I said, no. And he said, well, what are you going to do? And I said, well, I'm going to dance. And he said, dance? And I opened up my cape, and I was wearing a gawazi dress to the ground covered in beads. And he said, oh, that's not a clogging dress. Well, I went out and I danced, and I won first place in the competition for our company and for the talent show. And that's how they found out that I was a dancer.
There you go. There you go.
Well, we heard the story yesterday about this random toenail thing that was on the ground, and Stephanie, who got interviewed earlier, was the lucky, finder of that toenail, and as it was in her foot. So then I was already freaked out about that, so I'm already we're looking around, to random toenails on the ground. That's not good. And as we're going around the cones and we get to stretch it out, we bend over, and what do we see? A toenail. And there's actually one like right over here, see, like this, right? See the random toenail? And see the girls back there cringing because of the toenail? They know that is bad. That's nasty. They need to get one of them clippers that catch it or something, because this is bad. So yeah, the toenail.
Perfect.
Toenail.
Perfect toenail.
Perfect.
You're squares.
No, actually it was really good coming back right away and not waiting so long.
Yes.
Because it was the end of January, so 3 months. I think if I'd waited too much longer before coming back, it would have been harder to.
No, but you did really good, and everything looked like it was internal in your body, and so it wasn't even like a effort.
You're being kind.
No, I'm not. I'm not kind. No, I'm not kind.
No, it felt a lot better.
Yeah, and what I was saying was that, when I usually leave these workshops, my lower back is just absolutely killing me, and this is the first time I've left, especially a 3-day workshop, and my lower back feels great. I always have had back problems, chronic lower back problems, neck, knees, everything. And I'm tired, my muscles are aching, but I feel great and nothing hurts.
Well, there's
fantastic.
But see, when you're in home position and when you have proper body positioning, you'll be able to dance for hours.
Yeah,
So
and
I'm
hopefully
so
for
glad.
years.
Hopefully for years, yes, of course. But the fact that your back doesn't hurt, that's a big compliment.
Oh, it's great. It's absolutely great. And also, I go to the chiropractor regularly and a rolfer. And when I told them I was starting to have a lot of lower back problems, and they said, it's your dance. It's messing up your back and your neck. And then I described your format. I was like, well, this, Suhaila emphasizes strengthening the glutes, strengthening the quads and the hamstrings. What do you think about that? And they were like, that is the way to go.
Or the person that comes in who's been in a bad marriage, or in the middle of a divorce, or had a rough time, or their self-esteem is low, and they come in and belly dance makes you feel so good about yourself, and you learn to love the skin you're in, which is important, because I have, you see ladies in belly dance that are this big to this big, and they are big, bold, and beautiful, and voluptuous, and they start coming out of that shell, and it's fabulous. It's fabulous. So for me, it was crucial.
I'd never experienced anything with Suhaila at all, and it totally blew my mind. I did have the breakdown thinking, wow, I'm starting from scratch. Like everything I learned is, but then I realized I could integrate it, but it really gave me that new beginning of something really different and a challenge.